What's going on, guys? Mike Sarge here from MikeSarge.com. And look, I know that generally I drop a new YouTube video every Tuesday for those of you guys that keep up. But this week I actually want to switch it up and I actually want to be a lot more personal with you guys this week. And why? Because this past weekend I was a part of a music artist workshop. So basically I was teaching artists within the local area on how they can possibly improve their careers or how to have successful careers. Well, during the event, someone asked a question that really caught my attention. And the question was, how do you get past the bad times? Like, what drives you when things aren't going as planned? What happens when life just hits you in the face, smacks you in the face? What happens when things, with friends ain't going right, things at the job ain't going right, things with your family ain't going right? Or even your aspirations, your dreams, things that you're trying to focus on and run towards. Like, what happens when those things, seem to be falling apart a little bit, or just not as you planned them to go, right? And I thought that question was like super interesting, and I actually wanted to talk to you guys and give you a response on what I said. It was kind of a three-part response, right? The first thing that I said was, well, one, when I think about me, hardships, whether it's writer's block or whatever it is I'm dealing in life creatively, I remind myself, number one, that it's temporary. Pain is temporary, and I'm way better off now than where I used to be. Now, if that doesn't make sense for you, this is what I mean by that, right? If you think about you, I'm talking about you. If you're watching this, I'm talking about you. If you're watching this right now, if you think about who you were just 5 years ago, I want you to think about the way you used to think, the way you used to interact with people, the way you used to talk with people, the way you either would or wouldn't forgive people and let things go, the way that you could possibly be immature in certain situations and immature in other situations. Think about who you were 5 years ago. Now, think about yourself now. Is that the same person? Now, for most of you that about, progressing, I already know the answer to that question. You're going to say, no, you're not the same person. You're going to say, no, I'm not the same person. Well, if you're not the same person, that obviously means that you had to experience something, good and bad. And in that moment, it probably did feel terrible. When you got broken up with, it probably did feel terrible. When you lost that job, it probably did feel terrible. But now, some of you guys are probably like, dang, that's probably the best thing that ever happened to me. For some of y'all, it's like, dang, like I needed to go through that heartbreak. I needed someone so to lie to me so I could figure out how I should choose my relationships better. Some of you guys are like, dang, man, I lost that job. Man, it did teach me a thing or two about responsibility or being more accountable. So just think about who you are now. Some of y'all, for about 5 years, some of y'all today are not even the same person y'all were a year ago. For me, I can say, man, I'm not the same person I was a year ago. It's night and day. You feel me? It's night and day from who I was a year ago. So that's the first thing. The first thing is I recognize that I'm not the same person. Like, I'm not the same person that I was. And no matter what I'm going through currently, I'm going to get through it because pain is temporary. That's the first thing. The second thing, honestly, is the fact that I have to get through it. I have to push through. I don't have an excuse. I don't have a choice. And you know why I don't have a choice? Because someone needs to hear my story after. Someone has to hear it. Someone has to hear your story. You need to get past this. Your family needs you. Your friends need you. The people around you need you. There are people looking up to you right now that you don't know nothing about. You caught up in your Facebook likes, your Instagram likes, your whatever likes, who hitting you up through text, who calling you, who not calling you, whatever, the shares. That's who you caught up in. But there's so many people that are paying attention to you that aren't liking your stuff, that aren't commenting, that aren't sharing. But they're paying attention to your story and they're watching you as you grow and you progress, right? I say this all the time. Some of you guys know my motto, right? Which is to live authentic. And for those of you that have been keeping up with me for a little while, you know that that's based off of a song that I released back in 2015 called Authentic. Now, I was going to delete this song. This song was so heartfelt and close to me personally that I was going to delete this song. I was literally going to delete this song and just call it a wrap. Thankfully, someone that loves me and cares about me a whole bunch stopped me from deleting it. But I was going to delete it. Now, why does that matter to you? It matters because I didn't delete it. I ended up performing that song that weekend. I was traveling to Portland, Tennessee for a festival / event, whatever. Got on stage. It was probably like the second to last song that I performed. I did it, and a lot of people were frozen, and so I'm thinking this is a bad thing, whatever. The song itself was about bullying and feeling like you're not good enough, and on a whole bunch of other things. And so I got super emotional on stage, but I didn't care because that was my first time releasing it. I was like, hey, whatever. People like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And then I got off stage, and this lady, this older lady, probably about like 60, 70 years old, walked up to me. She shook my hand, and I smiled at her, trying to keep calm on the surface. And she told me a story about how she recently just lost a job of almost 20 years, and recently just divorced of a marriage of over 10 years. And she was questioning her purpose. She was questioning why she was even here. She how can she even enjoy life anymore? Because everything that she determined gave her purpose, which was her job and her marriage, were now gone. We're now gone. And she told me, she looked me in the face and told me that my song gave her peace. Gave her peace. Now she's tearing up, she's crying, and now I can't hold myself together because she had no idea that I was about to get rid of that song or delete that song. Now again, what does this have to do with you? Someone needs to hear your story. Some of you guys are ready to quit, and it's not time to quit. Some of you guys are like the end. You guys are literally at the end of the pain part, but you're ready to quit right now. Do not quit. Somebody needs you. Somebody that you don't know about. It's probably even somebody that's close to you. Has been paying attention the whole time, and they haven't said anything because they're probably going through something worse than what you went through or are currently going through. And they're seeing how you react, and they look up to you. So what I'm saying is, do not quit right now. Someone needs to hear your story. That's number 2. And number 3, and keep it quick, is the thing that drives me, the thing that keeps me pushing and going, and this is different from a lot of different people, is my faith. For me, it's my faith, my belief in God, my belief in the fact that everything happens for a reason, and my thought process that, look, anything that happens is for my good. Anything that happens is for my good. Any door that opens is for me, and any door that closes is protection for me. That's my mentality that I go into every situation, regardless if it's good or bad. But I will say, even if you do not believe in God, that's cool, that's fine, because some of you, where you grab or hold on to your values, or where you get them from, might be based off of family, right? You may find purpose and value in family. You might find value and purpose in friends, or your career, or your vision, or whatever that might be. So what I'm saying is, whatever that is, latch onto it, hold onto it, and move forward. Stop allowing old things to stop you. Stop allowing old things to get in your way. All right. Again, guys, look, we're human. I think sometimes we forget that we're human. We make mistakes. Life happens, but you have to press through. You have to press through. So again, it's your boy. Yes, this is a little different from most of the videos that I do, and the fact that generally, again, I'm giving music artist tips, but look, this is just a life tip. This is just a life tip. If this is something that helped you out, or if this spoke to you, be sure to like it, leave a comment, let me know how this helped you. If it not helped you, if you just vibe with it, you're just like, yo, I needed to hear that, leave me a comment, let me know. Or if you feel like other people in your friends list or other people need to hear this, go ahead, hit that share button real quick. Right? So I love every single one of you guys. I don't care if you do music or not. I don't care if you believe what I believe or not. I love every single one of y'all, and I just want to see y'all progress. I want y'all to live a fruitful, meaningful, purposeful life. And obviously, as I always say, live authentic. You feel me? Look, I'm gonna get out of here. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week, and go and love on somebody. Go and find somebody you care about and hit them with the. You feel me? I will catch y'all later. As y'all already know, be you, enjoy your life, live authentic. Salutes to that. Peace.